Good morning, everyone. It's Sal Warner. How you doing? I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. So I'm a little bit late. I was in a bit of a rush this morning. Obviously, we've done the watch along this morning, and basically we had to catch up on a few things. So I'm here anyway. I'm here live with you guys. That's the main thing. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining me this morning. Please, before I start, please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to smash a like on the video. Fantastic. Thank you guys for joining me. Sorry I'm a little bit late again, but it's good to see you again. It's good to have you here with me. Guys, what's going on? What's going on in the world of Manchester United? Well, firstly, Manchester United played a pre-season game this morning. We were up early hours of the morning to watch Manchester United versus Real Betis, of course. Manchester United, in the end, winning 3-2. Defending wasn't great for the first goal. I was very upset about the first goal. I think I was fuming for the first goal when Heaton just scooped it out to the opposition player and just absolutely gave away a goal. The second goal as well is completely unmarked. So that maybe needs something to work on. It does show you that we do need centre-backs. We do need cover in that position. And we do need that cover urgently. Good morning, Tony. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me on this show. And yeah, it was a win in the end. I thought the first half there were some good performances there. There was good patterns to our play. The team looked a bit more fresh, a bit more fitter as well. And there were some good interactions between the players, good interchanges. And we were good in the first half. In the second half, it just drifted away a little bit. There were a couple of injuries that we need to worry about in regards to Rashford and Anthony. Anthony went off. I'm not sure whether he was pulled off or he got injured, but he just walked off and he looked very unhappy with it as well, of course. But he did. Also, Rashford got a knock. He got stamped on the foot. So that's another one that was a bit crazy. Of course, another 4 injuries in 2 games, isn't it? Or something like that. It's just not looking good in regards to injuries. And we need a stronger squad to cover those positions. Of course, we're covered on the right-hand side. We're quite stacked on the right-hand side. Rashford on the left, it might be a bit more tricky to cover that side. So we've got a problem, obviously. Now, I wanted to talk today. Obviously, we were waiting for the here we goes. We're waiting for the same players. And I didn't want to recycle news. There's a lot of news. Good morning, Bashir. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. I didn't want to recycle news. Of course, we're waiting for the Manchester United here we goes to come out, including Ugarte, Ligt, of course, as well, and others. We need Mazraoui through the door as well, of course, the right back. We're in desperate need of a right back. Hello, Volvo, Desmond, Ufuama. What's going on? Good morning, wherever you, I hope you're doing really well, and I hope you're having a great day. Was you all up watching the game? What did you think about the game? Is there some pointers that you would like to address? Were you upset about a couple of things? Second half was a bit drow for me. It was a bit dire for me, but the first half I was impressed with it, and there's some positives to bring in regards to that game. But in regards to transfers, of course, we're waiting on regards to waiting for Mazraoui. We're waiting on the left back, left sided centre back. We're waiting on as well. We might need another attacker, considering the amount of injuries we're getting at the moment. It's getting a bit crazy, isn't it, on the attacking side of things? But in regards to Manchester United, I think that we should have a here we go this week, and Ugarte should be through the door this week. We got Thursday now. Big news coming Friday, hopefully. Friday is the key day for me. I believe that the Friday, something should be happening. Something should be solid, and someone should be coming through the door. Things have slowed down, as I said yesterday, and yesterday showed that Ineos, Barada, Wilcox, Ashwood are in LA, in America. So they're not really working as fast as they were and as fast as they could have. And I believe they should be working faster now because the season is fast approaching. Injuries are coming. We need a centre-back in there. Ligt needs to be in there quickly. And now in regards to Ligt has fallen out with Bayern Munich. Just in case you didn't know, Bayern Munich were going on tour yesterday, and he was not involved in the squad. So what does that mean? Usually when players are not involved in the squad, that means that they're either injured or they're pushing a move away from the club. I believe Ligt is pushing a move away from the club, and I believe he wants to come to Manchester United, which is good news for us. At this time, as you proven in the game today, we need centre backs. We need centre backs fast, and with Evans, etc. I just don't think they're good enough to start for us, and we do need cover in that position. The Ligt and Ligt defence would be absolutely solid. Fingers crossed if they all stay fit. Very impressive, Harry Amas on the left side, left back. If he plays like that, if we can get him experience and we can get him some playing time, We won't need another left back, of course, if Shaw doesn't get injured. Malacia, I'm not quite sure what's going on with Malacia. Last time we heard it was rehabilitation, wasn't it? So we have to be careful of starting the season with a Shaw, with a Malacia. I think we should bring through Amas, and I think we should nurture him into the team. I think he's good enough. I think playing alongside better players. I think today I didn't think Fish done particularly well. I don't think he did well in that. I think there was lots of space in behind in regards to that second half, and I was a bit worried in regards to the space we were leaving on the sides, on the flanks in particular. There were lots of crosses coming in, and the second goal there was a free header, and I wasn't happy with that defending on that second goal. Evan should know. Evan should be experienced enough to know not to give players free headers in the middle of the box, and he should be nurturing Fish, for example, to defend properly. So at the end of the day, we won the game last night, but it did give us a clue as to where we are weak and what we need in our team, which is defence and the midfield. I feel like we can get Ugarte in tomorrow. Hopefully it will be tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be Monday. Tomorrow or Monday, we can have him in the team and we can start getting him down to the friendly games and playing him in the friendlies. Now, a lot of people will say that they were disappointed with the second half. There was huge amounts of changes in the second half. Of course, about 9 or 10 changes in the team in the second half. So obviously you cannot keep a structured formation when you have so many players coming in on in the second half. Now, in regards to morning, Chow, how you doing? We are in trouble. In regards to injuries, yeah, I think we are in a bit of a pickle at the moment. I think with the injuries coming in, it's getting a bit crazy now at the moment. And at the end of the day, the Rashford injury was mad. I'm not sure whether Anthony was taken off or he's injured. I didn't see the interview afterwards with Eric Ten Hag. If he was pulled off, then that is telling, isn't it? That means he won't be staying at the club long, because at the end of the day, he did look pretty angry when he was coming off the pitch. He threw his wristband on the floor. He was upset, etc. So it was a bit funny to me. He looked upset. He looked very angry to me. You get Ugarte have to come in now. Yes, it's a no-brainer. A fan, no-brainer. They have to come in quickly, and we have to get Ugarte and Ligt through the door. And I believe those are the two players that will come through the door. 3, in fact. I think Mazraoui will come through as well. He will come in the door as well. I was a bit surprised that Aaron Wan-Bissaka started the game. If Aaron Wan-Bissaka was speaking to West Ham, why was he playing in his friendly game? We should be keeping him well away from friendly games if we're looking to sell him, because in case he got injured. Don't you think that's a bit strange? Because if he did get injured, then basically, we're not selling him to West Ham. West Ham won't buy him, will they? Waste of money on that. Well, you're talking about Anthony. Anthony, he's a love and hate relationship with Anthony. I'm not sure what happened to him. Maybe you can fill me in. We watched the game, Ryan, didn't we? We were up this morning, early hours of the morning, watching the game. What did you think his reaction of? What did you think of his reaction when he came off the pitch? He was very upset. He was very angry. He threw his stuff on the floor, and I don't like players that act like that. I don't like players that act nonchalantly like kids. At the end of the day, if you were pulled off, it's for a reason. But if you're injured, then take it, walk off. Don't make a scene for the cameras, in my opinion. Slow in the transfer market for Man United now. Exactly, and this is exactly the point I've been making about Ineos, about the crew, which is Barada, which is obviously Wilcox and Ashford going to America, which has really slowed us down somewhat, in my opinion. It's really hampered our speed in regards to transfers, because at the beginning we were getting transfers in, click, click, click. We were in for Xerxes, we were in for Euro, and we were moving like a boss. But just like other seasons, when we start the pre-season, it's madness, isn't it? Bashir, our players are made of glass. So many injuries, mate. It's just madness, isn't it? I think we need to. Me and Chow spoke this morning about the medical team and the medical staff. We need to have a look at that. That's one of the main things we need to look at, because these injuries are getting beyond the joke, in my opinion. We need to sort out these injuries, because it's getting crazy in the world of Manchester United in regards to injuries. It needs to stop. He needs to go ASAP. Hopefully someone can buy him on astronomical wages. Of course, we bought him when he was on 40 grand a week, and now he's on 150 odd thousand a week. I don't know the numbers exactly, but he's on treble of four times the amount of wage he was on, which is madness when you think about it, isn't it, bro? It's madness. Irfan, you watched the Man United? Yes, I watched the United game this morning. Woke up 5 o'clock in the morning to watch the game. Was very impressed with the first half. The second half sort of drifted away somewhat. The first half, I saw very good patterns of play. I saw triangles, etc., and I saw a very, very good team. But in the second half, it was basically nothing, all about nothing really. Just huffing and puffing, didn't really create much. Lots of changes, players coming off injured. It's a bit of a dead game at the end. But I was concerned about the defending for both goals, but I was happy with some of the play, and that's what friendlies are, isn't it? Friendlies are about being happy about some things, being concerned about other things, not taking it too seriously, but hoping the players get through unscathed and get fit for the season coming. Unfortunately, 2 players have come off, which is crazy, and this needs to stop now, obviously. Starting to look last season with these injuries. It is becoming a problem, and we need to look at it. The Rashford one was obnoxious. Obviously, he got stamped on his foot and his ankle, so it looked a bit like a knock. Hopefully, it's just a bit of swelling. Hopefully, it's not his metatarsal. Hopefully, he hasn't broken anything, and that's the main thing we have to worry about. Is hopefully the player's okay and it's not too serious. Hopefully, it's just a precaution. We hope so. And you're 20k to 200k, good with the job by Arnold. Arnold and Murtaugh have really messed us up in many more ways than one, of course. The days of Murtaugh madness and all this rubbish when they were going out splashing money on average players, just above average players, splashing money on just above average players was absolutely pathetic. Anthony wanted to come to Manchester United, and Manchester United should have done the deal early. Now, when Manchester United originally wanted Anthony, they wanted him earlier in the transfer window for 40 million. They ended up buying him late in the transfer window, which ended up escalating the price, obviously, because it was a desperate buy in the end, because we were after other players, De Jong, for example, and we ended up signing Anthony for double, triple what he's worth, and it was a madness, to be honest, the way we've been run. Hopefully these things get sorted out, and with the new structure at the football club, things get better, don't they? The things get much easier, and etc. Do you know what I'm saying? May I know if it's my game in Mauritius, 6 o'clock time I can go, good time for yes, 6 o'clock is it in Mauritius? That's a good time, actually. It's a better time. I'll probably be able to watch it as I'm in UAE. It'll probably be around 5 o'clock my time, I think, 5 or 4 o'clock my time. So that'd be good for us, because I was up early hours of the morning watching the Man United game. It's not a problem. I love watching the Man United, and I wanted to see some of those young players. Obviously, the second half, it didn't really show any signs. There weren't no one who really shined in the second half, in my opinion. In the first half, Harry and Mass really played well, and I'm really confident about Harry and Mass breaking through that team. We do need a left back, and he's our left back, in my opinion. Murray as well needs to come in as well. I want to see more of him. I want to see him play in the first team as well. We've also got Cher Lacey, we've got Fletcher as well. And these are the things that are very important. Yeah, I find it's very hard to watch around the world, to watch games in the USA. I absolutely agree. I remember when the 1994 World Cup was on, the games were at ridiculous times. If you go towards South America and America, it becomes really difficult for the east of the world to watch football. Do you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you'll be getting 5 o'clock kickoffs, 6 o'clock kickoffs. Where I am in the UAE at the moment, be 5 o'clock to kickoff, 6 o'clock kickoffs. In England, there'll be 3 or 4 a.m. kickoffs, and that's where it gets a problem, isn't it? They've got to think about Europe, because Europe is the main hub of football. I mean, unless the games are in Brazil or Argentina, I don't think they should be going to America to play these games, in my opinion. And look, it hasn't been a success so far, has it? Players getting injured all over the place. Pitches are terrible. And it's not helping our prospects. World Cup 2006, exactly. It's not helping our prospects, Man United's prospects for the future aspirations, with these pitches. We need to look at these pitches, and we need to understand that these tours can injure our players, and I think it's too much. It's too strenuous on the players to be playing in America, traveling around America, in my opinion. Of course, I love our American fan base. It's all about the fan base around the world. But we're playing on NFL pitches, college pitches, whatever we're playing on today. The ground wasn't even full. I was very shocked about the ground not being full, because I remember when Man United played Real Madrid a few years ago, the stadium was full of Man United fans. And today the stadium was pretty empty. I was a bit shocked about that. Can you give me any pointers as to why that was? Because at the end of the day, Man United are in town. It's not often Man United are in town. And it doesn't bode well for the World Cup when the stadium is empty like that. I mean, two biggish club. I mean, Real Betis are quite a big Spanish club. And obviously Man United are one of the biggest clubs in the world. So I'm a bit shocked that the stadium wasn't as full as it could have been. Now, I wanted to talk about Man United's midfield going forward, which is hence the thumbnail in regards to we had Bruno, we had Mainu, and we had Ugarte. I believe that will be our midfield for next season. I believe Bruno and Ugarte and Mainu in that midfield would be brilliant. It would be absolutely great going forward. We have the solid enforcer in Ugarte. We'll have the technical number 6 type, number 8 in Mainu, and we'll have the attacking midfielder in Bruno. Now, I would love another attacking midfielder in there, whether it was Olmo. I'm not sure Collier is quite ready yet. Odinei looks okay. He looks all right. He's good, but we need to see in a competitive game what these players are like. But we do need to still believe in them. I still believe personally that we do need another attacking player, as well as other players within that squad. The defender, of course, right back, left back. Hopefully, right back and the defender will be sorted. I don't think we're going to get a left-sided centre back by the looks of things at the moment. Rumours are we were in for Kadioglu last week. Nothing of any news is going on about Kadioglu or Gutierrez, but it would be great if a Kadioglu, Gutierrez or Ignacio is mentioned this week, because we do need a couple of defenders, not only one. We need a couple of defenders in that squad, because at the end of the day, when we're getting injuries, at the rate we're getting injuries at, we need a squad. I'm not sure why we're getting these injuries. Sometimes it's unlucky. Sometimes players are just not fit enough, in my opinion. And if we're pushing players who haven't run a lot, because we're used to counter-attacking football under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, under Ragnick, under Jose Mourinho, we're used to counter-attacking football. And the problem with counter-attacking football is it's not much running that you need to do. You defend and then you run when you're counter-attacking. And that's it. So at the end of the day, we need to change a lot about our structure, and the structure is going to cause problems. The structure is going to cause injuries. I think we have to move on with fitness. We have to get better, and the only way to get better is to run. Unfortunately, there are so many teams playing in USA, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, USA, Villa, City, etc. Yes, and they are. And at the end of the day, it's a PR hub for football. A lot of money is involved in going to the USA. That's why the teams go to the USA. And there is also a huge fan base out there. The problem is, of course, is the pitches. The pitches are NFL pitches, a lot of them. A lot of them are not football pitches. And the problem is it can cause injuries, in my opinion. I love the American fan base. I think we're great. It's great to go to America, but I do think we should mix it up a little bit. We seem to be going there every single year. We should go to other countries. There's obviously India. There's obviously Eastern Asia as well that we used to go to. We used to go to Malaysia. We even used to go to South Africa back in the day. It doesn't seem like we're going to these countries anymore, maybe because of money. And the Glazers, of course, are American, so they probably want us to go to America for the football, for money reason, of course. How PSG get João Neves for 70? I know, 50 million plus add-ons, wasn't it? Something like that. And we should have been all over that deal. I said it before. We should have been all over that deal. I believe that he was one of my favourite players in Europe, favourite young players in Europe. We should have been all over that deal, in my opinion, in regards to João Neves. But it's over. That may have opened the door for us to get Ugarte at a cheaper price, even on loan. And if we can get Ugarte on loan, that would mean that we would open the door for a Zubamendi, wouldn't it? It would open the door to get Ligt through the door. We have to be smart when it comes to these transfer windows now. Of course, even PSG can't afford certain players. Hopefully, Sancho will be off the books soon as well. If he goes to PSG, you never know. He could go to PSG. I wasn't impressed with him today. I didn't think he played well again. And I feel like it's just going to be same old with him next season. I think we should cash in on him. I think Rashford, again, didn't look good. Even before his injury, he didn't look good. It was a bit of I just think that these players are just not good enough. I've been saying it for a long time. I mean, there's a lot of love for these players, obviously, because, there's like these player FC sort of cults around our fan base that, support them no matter what. But at the end of the day, I just don't think they're good enough going forward. Maybe Rashford as a bench option, but I don't think Sancho's going to do it at Man United consistently. I just don't think it's good enough at the end of the day. I think Ahmad was absolutely brilliant. What do you think about Ahmad? Brilliant. Makes the right choice all the time. Hell, he's got a shot on him, hasn't he? He can score a goal from any angle. What a player he is. What a brilliant player he is, Ahmad. We have some good young players in that squad, and we need to make sure that we give them a chance as well. But next season is a very, very important season in regards to the new season, with Ten Hag having to prove himself, of course, with Ineos. It's the first season. So we hope we get off to a flying start. We hope against Fulham we absolutely get off madness and we go on a 5-0 win and we go on like this mad run. As many of you guys were predicting that we're going to go 20 games unbeaten. If it goes like that, then fabulous. Because at the end of the day, we have a number of fans within our fan base who are waiting for those crumbs on the table, so they can quickly wipe those crumbs off the table and eat those crumbs, because they want us to lose the game, because they're crazy and they're not really Man United fans that they want us to lose, is it? Ahmad was the only shining star. I thought Ahmad and Amas did well. Amas did really well positionally. I thought he was very good, and he got on the ball a lot. Let's not forget, Real Betis are not a bad side. They're quite good. They're a top half team in Spain, so they gave us a good test. Although I feel like we could have beaten them by 4 or 5 if we really wanted to. I feel like Ahmad should be starting that right place now. Next season, he should be the star on the right of midfield. Anthony, for me, he's just a bit too predictable at times. And I'll say this, there's no offence to Anthony. He's just too predictable. He cuts in, he shoots. He cuts in and shoots. And this is the issue with Anthony, unfortunately. He does the same thing too many times. Some of the players are just here. Exactly, Chow, we've been saying we agree with many things. At the end of the day, there's Lindelof, there's Maguire, there's Aaron Wan-Bissaka, there's players all over that pitch. Mctominay, they're only there for the paycheck. Not only the paycheck, they're there for the popularity, for the social media, for the numbers on their social media. That's why they're there for. And the problem with us over the last few years is that they've been handed bumper contracts, long contracts, and we can't get rid of them. And that's the problem at the moment. But things are beginning to look a bit positive in regards to loan deals, in regards to trying to work the market to our favour. Hello, Alex. Good morning. How you doing? Big up, Mark, my brother. How you doing? Recovered from the game? Madness. Big up to the chat and everyone. Absolutely. It was an early one for me, 5 a.m. It was even worse for you in Europe. I believe it was like 3 a.m. Some people 4 a.m. Mark would be 4 a.m. It would be 3 a.m. in the UK, and I was 6 a.m. in the morning, so relatively normal time. But 5 in the morning, I woke up. It was like a normal working day, wasn't it? Waking up early in the morning to watch Man United in the pre-season friendly. 4 a.m. in Germany, yes, Central European time. What's the good, broski? What's going on? Everyone in the chat, everyone, thank you for joining me. Big up. All of you guys for joining me this morning. It's absolutely blessed. We're all blessed. Man United won the game. Lots of positives to come out of the game, of course. I was impressed with Harry Amas. Of course, me and Mark are very big fans of Harry Amas. We're the Harry Amas fan club. We're going to create a Harry Amas stream very soon. 12 of them woke up. It's madness, isn't it? Me too, mate. I went to sleep at 2 a.m., woke up at 5. It's just one of those things, isn't it? You know, this American tour is absolutely a killer. Can you imagine when we're doing the World Cup watch-alongs, bro? It's going to be madness. Trust me. Lots of positives for real to bring out. And that's what it's about. That's what friendlies are about. They're about bringing the positives out of the game. It's not about winning. It's not about putting on an immaculate performance. We look at individual players and we see individual players and we see, oh, he's good. He's good. He's done well. Very upset about Tom Heaton. I felt like Vitek should have played in goal. I was very disappointed in the first goal. I thought he's supposed to be experienced. I felt a lot of those experienced players went missing. Mason Mount was terrible again. Rashford was poor. I felt again, and Sancho wasn't great. And I felt like some of those more experienced players need to do a lot more in regards to the friendlies, because they're not really showing themselves too much, are they? They're not really setting the world alight, as I say. And at the end of the day, we do need these players to start performing. But in regards to transfers, hopefully we will have. I know this news sounds like recycled news, but at the end of the day, we do have Ugarte coming, we do have Ligt coming, we do have Mazraoui coming, we do have Mainu coming back in, we do have Bruno coming back in, we do have Licha coming back in, we have our left back coming back in, Luke Shaw, and he can rotate with Harry Amas, we hope. And we also have Rasmus coming in as well, and Garnacho coming in. So it's basically a whole team that needs to come in. It is not our full team. Guys, anyone noticed the pain was a system of last season, but the two major differences, understanding of the roles and responsibilities, same sort. Exactly, Mark. Understanding the game and understanding the patterns of play, in particular in the first half. You saw the interchanging, you saw the triangles within the pitch, the passing, players running in the midfield, left back in the midfield, left back running. You know, it was really, really pleasing to see. And I saw a lot of positives in that first half. We played a strong Betis team. Let's not underestimate Real Betis. Real Betis are very, very strong. Weren't they top 4, top 5 in Spain team not a couple of years ago? But they are a good team. They are a good team. And we had a good test today. And we could have won even by even more goals. It's 3-1, wasn't it, at half-time? So Man United had a silly goal we conceded. But at the end of the day, we came back, and we came back well, didn't we? We came back well. Chow, there's a few positives, my friend. There is a few positives. You have to take the positives out of friendly. If we don't, then what? Because at the end of the day, it's a friendly. And we last season, I've witnessed us losing every single friendly game. I've seen us in the treble winning season losing silly games in friendlies. We also beat Arsenal last season twice, didn't we? But it didn't bode well for the season. Friendlies are about fitness. Friendlies are about match fitness. Friendlies are about working on systems and working on things and bringing new players in. Like for example, if these friendlies finish and we look at the players, we say, well, he's got prospect. Now we know about Harry Mass, don't we? A lot of people are talking about Harry Mass. I mean, we've been talking about Harry Mass for a long time, but now we're talking about Odinei. Now we're talking about, Wheatley and these type of players, and Scanlon was okay as well when he came on. We're talking about these players as well. And these players we wouldn't be mentioning if we didn't have the friendlies to try them out. And I felt that it was a very, very good outing, a very good test for us. And that's the positive I take from it. I think now we have to keep Sancho barely finished 7th by 3 points from 4th. Yeah. I think now we have to keep Sancho. We probably have to keep Sancho at the end of the day. I think Sancho's going to be playing next season. I think he will be in the squad next season. Of course, now that we have injuries to Anthony, I don't know what. Mark, could you fill me in regards to Anthony? Anthony walked off. He looked very, very upset. I thought I didn't know what was wrong with him. Was it an injury? Was he pulled off? What was it? Decision making needs improving. Yep, definitely. But that's why there's a few of our players that need to concentrate on creating as well as scoring. We seem to be hell-bent on scoring goals only. And wingers should create as well, in my opinion. They should also be about creation. They should also be about trying to help the strikers score goals, of course. How are you, Dabijish? Thank you so much for joining me this morning, my friend. I'm very well. How are you? Did you watch the game this morning? Where did you watch the game? What time was it? Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to smash a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, my friend. Thank you so much for joining me. Zero bar season. Anthony Hand is fractured. Anthony Hand is fractured. That's not good. That's another few weeks, isn't it? If Anthony's hand is fractured. Thank you, Mark. By the way, Anthony's hand is fractured. And basically, it's not good, is it? Fell on it during the game last season, and it fell on. For goodness sake. You know what? We just can't catch a break, can we, in regards to these injuries? And people will blame Ten Hag for that, won't they? That he fell on his hand. They say, oh, his training methods. For goodness sake, he fell on his hand. The Rashford injury was a knock. He got stamped on. That is not Ten Hag's fault, is it? He got stamped on. Anthony, he's hurt his hand. That's not Rashford's fault. That's not Ten Hag's fault, is it? It's just luck at the end of the day. We have to accept it. These things happen. At the end of the day, we're not getting if they are knocks, if they are fouls, it's nothing to do with Ten Hag. We can't do anything about that. It's just madness that people just want to bring Ten Hag into every single subject, because now what they're going to be doing, they're going to be making up narratives. I've seen various people making up narratives about how Euro got injured because of Erik Ten Hag yesterday. I was talking about that yesterday, and they got to stop this obsession, because absolutely it's a mental illness. I'm telling you, they're absolutely madness. I don't know what's wrong with them. They've got a mental illness in regards to Ten Hag. I don't know why they're crying so much. They were wrong. Move on. Support the team. Any Ligt news? The Ligt news should be coming very soon, especially now that we have the Euro injury. Euro should be back, obviously, 3 weeks to 6 weeks. It was reported yesterday. So hopefully it's not as long as we first thought. Thank God, of course. But hopefully the Ligt will be through the door very soon. We're waiting for a here we go. He has not gone on tour with Bayern Munich, which is key, because when you do not go on tour with your club, it's either you're injured or you want to leave the club. So it looks like he could be a Man United player very soon. Obviously, we have Wilcox, we have Barada, and we have Ashford in America at the moment. So hopefully we can still get that deal done, and we can still get it done quickly, because things have slightly slowed down, haven't they, in regards to the transfer away. Obviously, I wanted a full sale. I wanted the Glazers out, because things like this, when they're being forced to go to America, etc., to play football games, and okay, they've gone to America, the team have gone to America, but why does Wilcox, Barada, and Ashford have to go to America? Two of them could have stayed at home, right? They didn't need all of them there, for goodness sake. Bayern demanded 42 million or even more for De Ligt. Yeah, we have to pay the money, unfortunately. I think we will pay the money. I think Bayern will be forced their hand, because he doesn't want to play for Bayern anymore, by the looks of things. So hopefully we'll be able to strike a deal with Bayern very soon. Do you think we'll sell? We're not going to sell Maguire, because Maguire's on astronomical wages. Maguire's wages are absolutely, I've said this to other people, We can't get rid of him because of his wages. No one wants to pay his wages. There's no training 3 weeks. We've done 3-year medical staff decide slow recovery to boost. Fantastic. We hope that Yoro has a fantastic recovery, mate, and he comes back stronger than ever. Because at the end of the day, I feel gutted for him. I'm just so angry about it, you know. And I just feel like this American tour it was unnecessary. Do you know what I mean? And I know that a lot of people want us to go to America, but we're going there every single season, and we're playing on these pitches that are not football pitches. They're American football pitches, and they need to play us on football pitches, not American football pitches, stroke AstroTurf and pitch and grass at the same time. I'm not sure, but it's very weird, as you see. Right. Do you think we'd sell Maguire? And yeah, I just got into that. I don't think we're going to sell Maguire. I think that Manchester United are going to find it very hard to sell Maguire. In fact, once his contract is up, I feel like we're going to be triggering the extension year so that he doesn't go for free. And this is another worry, isn't it? He could be here for a while. Buying on now, we're desperate for a centre-back. Yeah, they know we're desperate for a centre-back, but they're desperate for money. They need sales as well, Bayern Munich, and they need to sell players quickly. Now that Ligt has not travelled with Bayern Munich for the pre-season, you know, they can't keep an unhappy player. And they can't keep him too soon because they need the money, we need the player. So we're both hand in hand at the moment, and we're going to have to strike a deal quickly and get this deal over the line. I feel like we can do something in the region of a 35 million deal plus incentives and add-ons, in my opinion. We could do something like that. That would be great. Obviously, Bayern are quoting £42 million, 50 million euros. They're quoting that type of money. Man United obviously are negotiating to see where they can go with that deal, of course. Let's hope we sell. I said last week about Lindelof going to Fenerbahce. Let's hope we can get him out the door quickly. Jose Mourinho is the manager of Fenerbahce, of course. I heard a couple of things in Turkey whilst I was in Turkey a few days ago that they are looking for a couple of players, even Anthony they're looking for. So you'll be hearing a lot of news about players going to Turkey. Mctominay is Galatasaray, of course. Mctominay could be gone to Galatasaray, which would be good for us because we get the full amount of money, the full money, because he's a youth product. It'd be great to have him have him out. To be honest with you, no disrespect, but it'd be great to have him out. You know, it will be great. We are known for desperate centre back. We need 2 centre back. Yeah, I agree, Chow. We need a left-sided centre back and we need a centre back to cover. And as evident today, we are weak in that position. Our squad is weak at the moment in that position. And at the end of the day, we do need 2 defenders in there pretty desperately, in my opinion. We have not got any much cover there. We got Lindelof who could be going. We got Maguire who will be staying, of course. So Maguire, I can't see him going anywhere. I have not heard anything about Maguire going anywhere. No one wants to pay the money for Maguire a week. And this is the problem. Obviously, for a 30-year-old, it's going to be a bit difficult to get rid of him. But I need to sell the Ligt to bring in Jonathan Tah. Yeah, they do. They do. Bayern do need to sell, and they need to sell quickly. And by that means selling the Ligt to us. And hopefully we get the Ligt through the door very quickly. Arrows have been squashed by Dan Ashwood. At the end of the day, Anthony going is very, very far-fetched. There's rumours. But I don't think he's going anywhere. His wages are astronomical, and I don't think anyone is going to want him for that money a week. And that's just me being personal, honest. And I just don't think we're going to get rid of him. I don't think you were here. Hey, Mark, what's going on? I hope you're well. Hope everyone is good. Sniper Man, thank you for joining me this morning. Yeah, the football's all about opinions. I mean, at the end of the day, we have to look at things objectively, subjectively, critically, whatever you want to look at things. We have to look at them in different angles and different ways. At the end of the day, we're trying to figure out a way to progress next season. Me and Mark, obviously, we're very positive about next season, and we believe that we're gonna challenge for honours next season. I believe we can. I believe there's an opportunity there. I don't think Man City would do as well. I think Arsenal will fall off as well. I think we can do something special next season. Injury pending. Of course, we don't get any stupid injuries and mad injuries like we had last season. I mean, it hasn't been a good start to pre-season in regards to that. But Rashford and Anthony, we got cover in those positions. But Anthony should be back within a week or 2. It's on his wrist, isn't it? Eric Cantona played with a broken wrist, didn't he? Yes, we can remember. Anyway, we need a new centre. Yeah, we do. And as we've been touching on, we should get deals through the door very quickly. It's all a waiting game at the moment. It's all about patient. Desperate time requires desperate measures. Yes, desperate time requires desperate measures. And Manchester United do need to speed it up. As I said, in regards to Wilcox, in regards to Barada, in regards to Ashford, I think that they shouldn't have went to America. If they were going to go to to America. Maybe 1 or 2 go to America, but 1 should have stayed at home to do the negotiating. That's what I've been touching on. Bit frustrated in regards to that, because there's no coincidence that as soon as they went to America, everything started to slow down in regards to transfers. But hopefully now, with these injuries, Ten Hag is having a word in their ear. Look, we need these players in, and we need these players quickly, because at the end of these players are needed now, because we got injuries and we haven't got a proper back four fit at the moment. So we need players in. Ineos first 3 signings were quality. Long may it continue. Long may it continue, and I wish Ineos the best of luck, and I hope they do get the signings through the door. But at the end of the day, things need to move quickly. Still no, here we go. It's going to take time. It's Man United that's had delaying things. We've agreed personal terms with Ugarte, of course. The Ligt wants to come to Manchester United, of course. So Manchester United is in their court. The ball is in their court at the moment. It's in their corner. So they have to pull up the money. They have to come out with a deal. How any transfer got exhausted by 2 signings. I don't understand how our transfer money got exhausted. Yeah, mate. Welcome to the world of Manchester United and the finance that's around Manchester United. And mate, we can go into that tenfold, a long way into the past of 20 years and why our finances are not great. Manchester United have a number of debts, and Manchester United are run by, obviously, the Glazers still. We're still run by the Glazers. And obviously, with Man United, they do have, obviously, Ineos who are responsible for transfers, but they're not 100% responsible. They take an idiot to think that they are 100% responsible for transfers. The Glazers are having a big say on what's going on and what we spend. And this is the problem that we've been having for the last 20 years, is the Glazers. And the Glazers need to go. It's looking like for Tony now. I mean, I'm a big fan of Osimhen. I felt like Osimhen, if he was available on a loan, I felt like we should have done that deal. I feel like we should have went for Osimhen of Napoli. If Osimhen is going to Chelsea, why didn't we go after Osimhen? I believe he would have been great as a striker, to be honest. On loan would have been great. Sheikh Jassim, we would never know. It's all hypothetical. But as people know, I was an advocate for full Sal, debt cleared. Of course, people knew. I went on Qatar television talking about it, and people know my stance on that. At the end of the day, it didn't happen, and we have Ineos, and we have to get behind the project, and we have to hope, of course, and try and be positive in regards to the season coming, because I believe we will have players coming in. I know it's late, but we will have players coming in. I wanted players in now. I wanted them now. I wanted the team there now and prepared for the first game against Man City in the Charity Shield. Fortunately, I think we need a new defender before a new attacker. We do, but if a player like Osimhen comes on loan, why are you going to let Chelsea strengthen themselves? You know, it's madness. Osimhen, yes, it would have been good. Our first show searches unless we buy maximum beer. Beer is another one. Of course, Manchester United is on their radar, but obviously we need to fix our defence and midfield first, as we know, and that's what we're going to do by the looks of things. Qatar like big money. Qatar wouldn't have been struggling. Obviously, they would have paid off players if they needed to leave. They would have done a lot of things. But, of course, it's all hypothetical now. We have to cope with Ineos. Ineos are the project now, and we have to back them as much as we can. And we wanted Qatar. A lot of us wanted Qatar. Unfortunately, it's just not going to work out in regards to Qatar. So it hasn't worked out in regards to Qatar. So we had to move on in regards to that, because Glazers were never going to sell to Qatar. They never wanted to let go of this Man United. Man United's a money cow for them. They're never, ever going to let go of this club as long as they're on this earth. If Jassim was so rich, why didn't he pay the $6 billion? Because he was being played, my friend. He was being played by the Glazers, and they were just trying to get more money from Jim Ratcliffe in the end. At the end of the day, why should he pay well over the odds for Manchester United? Manchester United were worth 3.5 billion or something like that. He was offering 6. It's more than enough, mate. Then double the money, isn't it? But it's good for AFC, not for MUFC. We don't know. You never know how good a player is until they actually wear the shirt. You know, but AFC are quite a good team now, so they've signed quite a few players. We have to be careful of that, of course. Qatar can come back. Maybe in the future, Qatar will come back. But in the near future, I don't think it's going to happen right now. No. Beer is a bagsman. Yeah, he can score goals, Beer, of course. He can score goals. But let's not forget, we have Chido Martin, who's come through the door. A goal-scoring machine. Obviously, Danish player, 16 years old. I see him breaking into that first team very soon. Don't worry about that. He's coming soon. Nearly signed on a dotted line. I think with Casemiro playing better prominently in the all games means he's not leaving. Yeah, again, it's wages, age, etc. I think he played well today. I think he did okay today. He looked a lot more fitter today. I felt his play was good. I felt his interchanging was good, and positionally was good. He looked good today, in my opinion. Ericsson, though, he looks leggy. He looks slow. We do need some of those players out. No announcement on Martin yet. No announcement yet, but it's prominent. It's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. We have to wait and see. It's coming, and that's what I said about Ineos personnel. Barada, Wilcox, and Ashford being in America has really slowed things down somewhat. And I feel like they shouldn't have been taking the accolades in America. They should be getting the deals done, in my opinion, and that's what it is. Yeah, they probably will. Qatar probably will come in for another Premier League club, of course, and that probably will happen. Just so they make a point, that could happen as well. But at the end of the day, we have to support what we have, and we have to support the team that we have and the football team that we have. At the end of the day, because we cannot be just thinking about what would have had. Hypothetically speaking, we could have done this, we could have done that. It's about time that we just moved on now, and we see what happens, my guys. At the end of the day. Manchester United are playing the first game of the season in 2 weeks, and we need to be ready for that season. That's the main thing on my head, in my brain, that we need strikers in there, we need defenders in there, we need midfielders in there, we need a full team ready to go next season and charge, because I believe that we can win the league next season. I believe so. I'm going to die in this hill saying that. I believe we will challenge next season, and you will see next season. I like Man United. I need to win it. Me too. We all need to win the Premier League, mate. It's been a long time. 2013. Who would have thought it'd be 11 years? Who would have thought then? But I should think we should sign to Ligt and then go to Mansouri. Yeah, Mansouri, De Ligt. Mansouri can also play centre back as well. He can play right centre back as well. So don't worry about that. If Mansouri comes in, he can play right centre back. But also we got De Ligt will come in. It's probably at the same time. It is too long, I agree, and that's what I was touching on yesterday and today, this morning, in regards to that. But today I took a lot of positives from the game. Manchester United obviously winning 3-2 against Betis. Some bad defending in that game, of course, really, really disjointed in regards to defending. But you expect that in friendly games. That's what happens. But in regards to some of the play, the attacking play, especially in the first half, we were very, very good. What did you think about the first half? I was very impressed with the first half, in my opinion. And I believe that there are signs there that we could have it all together by the start of the season. Now, in regards to midfield, I'm happy with the midfield. If we have Mainu, Ugarte, and Ugarte and Bruno playing ahead with Mainu and Ugarte in the pivot in the midfield, Mainu and playing as a number 6, number 8, it will be good next season. We will have a strong midfield and we'll be more prepared, pending injury, of course, which is why we need an Otamendi. We need extra players as well. We need a squad of players, and we need to get to work quickly. Right back, Salzburg. Centre back, Pavlic is here. We go out to AC Milan. Yeah, another one to AC Milan. We're lagging behind now in regards to transfers, and we need to get a move on. Manchester United were 8th last year. We had a lot of injury problems, and with the injury problems, we saw the problems that could occur. We do need to move on with these players. We do need to move quickly. I will be here for any news that breaks, of course. I will be here to bring it to you. If any news breaks, we can talk about it. We can have a discussion. Do you think anything will happen while the preseason is? I think things will happen. I think we do have representatives in Europe doing deals, etc. But things won't be as quick as they could have done. The reason we got a Barada, the reason we got Ashford, the reason we got what's his name, Wilcox through the door is because of their prowess, their skill in negotiating and talking and communicating. We don't have that in Europe, do we? So obviously, if they're in America, we're not going to have that, are we? So the thing is, they can go to America and think, oh, everything's all cushy, everything's all fine. It's not. We need to get a move on, and we need to get a move on quickly. They need to get the wheels on quick. The game was at 7:30 my time, and I was lucky I was at school and online during the time. My time was made of value during that time. I woke up at 5 o'clock, my friend, and I know that a lot of you guys woke up very early as well. I know that it was a very early morning kickoff. Some positives to bring to it. It was a good game too. Saying about for 20 million in the transfer market, not Man United, go for Everton and have one. At the end of the day, we need to be more savvy when it comes to transfers. And Manchester United will be bringing players through the door, and we have to be patient. If it gets to the few days before the game against Fulham and we still haven't got players in, then we need to worry. But at the moment, let's see. Let's wait a week. I believe there will be some here we goes coming very, very soon. And when it happens, we will be here together celebrating the new signing. We have fire, everything. But Mazraoui is almost through the door. He's literally through the door. He could play right centre back. He could play right back. He's versatile, which is good. I still believe we need a left-sided centre back, which could play left back as well. Akadioglu would have been great because he could play left-sided centre back and a left back as well. He would have been great as well. I still believe that is on the table. And when I was in Turkey last week, there were lots of talk about Man United players in regards to Anthony, in regards to Lindelof, in regards to Kadioglu as well, which I reported back then in Turkey. So hopefully things are going to be speeding up very quickly. Mctominay as well, Galatasaray. Of course, he could go to Galatasaray. Mctominay goes to Galatasaray. That's good news as well. But the worrying thing is, why are these players playing in these friendlies if we are getting rid of those players? Because if we were getting rid of those players, we would not play them in friendlies because of injury. If they did get injured, then it's a problem, isn't it? We're not going to be able to get rid of them. But at the end of the day, we believe in Ten Hag and we believe what's going to happen. We just have to hope at the end of the day. It is 9 days for the Community Final. We need to step up. I agree, Sniper Man, my friend. We need to step it up. And that's what I've been touching on and stressing yesterday and the day before. Lots of people say, no, don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. I'm going to panic because I have experience in what Man United do in this transfer window, especially under the Glazer ownership. We are still owned by the Glazers. Ineos have 27% something like that. So they're not in charge, and we have to still be cautious, but practice cautious optimism, which I've always said. We have to practice cautious optimism. Do you think United will offload Wheatley? No, I think no. I don't think we will offload Wheatley. I think Wheatley may go on loan. I would like to see him go on loan to a Premier League club. That would be very good if he could do that. I doubt he will, though. He'll probably go down to the Championship, or we go into Europe and play there, which will be good for his development. We should not get rid of Wheatley. He's a beast up front, and I feel like if we give him a chance, he will end up being a very good player for us at the end of the day. You cannot have too many strikers, in my opinion. We do need strikers, and I believe we need goals. So I don't think we'll get rid of Wheatley, in my opinion. But he could go on loan. That is a distinct possibility that could happen, guys. It's been quite a morning, hasn't it? It's been a mad one this morning. Obviously the football game and obviously the transfer news going on, splashing out all around the place. I'll be back for Chatterbox later on. Hopefully there's some news. Hopefully we get a here we go later today. Glazers out, always Glazers out from 2005, green and gold. From 2005, I was there wearing my scarf. We are Glazers out all the time. We don't want the Glazers anymore. Even if it is a useless cup, we still don't want to lose the City. Yeah, we don't. I mean, the Charity Shield is, I wouldn't call it a useless cup. It's a very historic cup. It's not as serious. It's the best friendly. It's like the World Cup final of friendlies. But at the end of the day, I agree. We don't want to lose that. And if we beat Man City, in the final at Wembley for the second time in a row, what does that do for our confidence? Do you know what I mean? What does that do for our team? I mean, to beat Man City again at Wembley, I will take that. Because at the end of the day, we're going to the first team game against Fulham, and we're absolutely annihilate them, and we're going to go on a massive run, and we're going to challenge for that title. I bet your bottom dollar we're going to challenge for that title. Hyped about Chido when Wheatley's the dragon. Wheatley's a beast, mate. I said it, Mark. Wheatley is a beast. He just needs that supply. That's what he needs. He can get on the end of things, mate. He's young. Look how big the guy is. You know what I mean? The guy's a beast. We should really keep him. Harry Amass as well. Harry Amass is brilliant as well, of course. There's a couple of players who played today. Scagnon, he played today, of course. Fish played today. Odinay, who looked impressive again. Odinay, he looks good as well. You know, we got to think about these players. You know, if things don't work out on transfer-wise, don't be downhearted. We have a very good youth team, and we can bring those youth teams back. Players into the first team squad. What do you think about Anfield Agenda? Anfield Agenda, I don't think too much about him. I think as a person, nothing against the lad. I know he had a lot of abuse on his channel, and I thought that was out of order, but I have nothing against Anfield Agenda, apart from him being a Liverpool fan, of course. He does his thing, and he's okay, mate. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about the Liverpool side of things. We're here. He's a hate, mate. He's going to be a hater with Man United, of course he is. But at the end of the day, he was even saying that Man United dealings this season have been incredible, and he was very impressed with Man United's deals this season. Even him, you know, and you have to be, you know. At the end of the day, when a Liverpool fan is hating on us, we're doing something right. Let me remind you: if they're hating on us, they're doing something right. If they're pitying us and saying, "Oh, they're okay, they're all right," and this and that, then we're doing something bad. Trust me, it's the opposite. We won't challenge the title with these players, and we need to get players in there. I believe we will have a shocking season next season. I believe there'll be a good season next season, and that's me and you, Chow. We will be here on this stream, talking about it, and we'll be debating it to the cows come home, as they say, to the cows come home. Sniper Man, yeah, don't worry about Anfield Agenda, mate. Don't worry about Liverpool channels. Don't worry about Arsenal channels. I know they're all against us. They're preying on our downfall. We're not going to fall. We're going to grow. We're a sleeping giant, and this giant is waking up just as we go. It's the Antichrist and his mother. Do you know what I mean? We're coming back for them, and we're going to end up challenging for that title and getting back our trophy for what we deserve, because that is our trophy, and we're going to get it back for number 21. Don't worry, it's coming. Just be patient. Just be patient, and I'll stress that to every single Man United fan. Be patient. Don't worry. Things are going to looking good, and don't forget about the youth. Never forget about the youth. We have youth players there, and maybe that's the idea. Maybe that's the idea. They're good enough, in my opinion. And remember what Sir Alex Ferguson said: if you don't give youth a chance, they will stagnate and they drift away. And in my opinion, we're going to give them a chance, and they're going to progress, just like Garnacho and just like Mainu, and we're going to have more Mainus coming through the door. But you better bet your bottom dollar on that. Yeah. What's going on, everyone? All the best, guys. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's been a brilliant show as usual. I'll be back later on with Chatbots. Ahmad is becoming world class. He's going to be an elite. He's a generational. Let's see how he starts the season next season. I was surprised how much Newcastle still hate us. Newcastle hate us because of mid-90s, when we hurt them a lot. We hurt Newcastle a lot over the years. We stopped them winning the FA Cup a couple of times. We won the FA Cup final in 99. We stopped them winning the league in 1996 as well. So they're obviously going to harbour bitterness, and it comes from generations to generations to generations that they're harbouring bitterness. We haven't had a rivalry with Newcastle for 30 odd years. So at the end of the day, they need to move on and know their role. Their rivals are like Bournemouth, so they need to just concentrate on Bournemouth, and Southampton and teams like that, not us, because we're not their rivals. We beat them in the FA Cup final as well a year ago. So again, we've caused them a lot of heartbreak, and that's no surprise. We beat them all the time, and cheer up, Alan Shearer. The Ole Gunnar Solskjaer song. You are my Solskjaer. You are my Solskjaer. You make me happy when skies are grey. Alan Shearer, he's a dearer, but please don't take my Solskjaer away. And that's why they hate us so much. Even Alan Shearer hates us, because Alan Shearer rejected us from Newcastle, and he missed out on how many trophies, of course. I didn't even know Newcastle rivalry existed. It existed 30 years ago, mate. You weren't even born, probably, so don't worry about that. Shearer. Yeah, definitely. Alex, guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll be back with Breaking Dawn later on, around 2 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. mid-Central European time, 5 p.m. UAE time. So I'll be here. That's some savage sponsors to Newcastle. So Newcastle, for goodness sakes, Newcastle, at the end of the day, the barcode army, they're like a bunch of zebras, and we're the lion. That's what it is at the end of the day. And we're just going to end up, they cannot compete with us. They were in Division 3 when I started supporting Man United. Do you know what I mean? So there you go. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Brilliant show, brilliant people. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to smash a like. I'll see you guys later. Hopefully, here we go. Peace.